Welcome to Excellence in Excel, and in this video you will learn how to add a drop-down list in Excel. So a drop-down list is basically a list that you can click and press here, and then you have all the options that you can select, meaning that you're restricted to only the values in the selection. So everything outside of that selection, it will give an error message saying this value is not allowed in this cell. So very useful if you want to force people certain things. For example, here in this case, we want to force people our sales list with all the sales agents' name, or same here, for example, with all the units that we are selling. So where can we find all this information? In this case, for the sales agents, I created here a agent tab, and in this tab you can see here the names of all our agents currently working. So you can see this is a concatenation of all of this. However, this is not really that doesn't really matter much, but it is always nice for making the input more dynamic. But this information here, this is where we're going to focus on. So there are two things we need to do. First of all, we need to create a list. Secondly, we need to assign the list here on the right place where we want to show the drop down. Once we did that, from that moment on, we can select any agent name with the drop down. So alright, let's create the list. Step 1. Select all the names, or select the cell values that you want to create as a list. So once you created this here, for example, this here is all the full names, including the title of every agent. So we just select here, and we say here now, sales agent. So now we created a list with sales agents. So if we click them individually, you will not notice anything. But if you select them all, it indicates and recognizes that this entire selected rows and columns is considered a sales agent list. So now we've done step 1. Step 2, let's go back to our records, and here let's select all of these and then put in the values or indicate that this should become a drop-down list. So what we do is we select these all, click on data, and when you click on data, you click here on data validation. You can also click on this icon here as well right away. Once you click on that, you have a few options here. You have the settings, the input message, and the error message. So what we're going to do here is we just select first the list. So once we have this, we need to make sure a few things. For example, here, we have to select the source or the sales agent list. So what we have here is our sales agent list. We name that sales agent. So what we're going to do is we type in here an equal, and then we say sales agent. Once we did that, we click OK. Then you see that now we have created a drop down. And if you click on this, it works. And if you click here on the other one, you can see every value works. Ricky Johnson, Richard Langley, all of these are working correct. So that's nice. So we're almost done here, because maybe you want to do something else. So for example here, we're going to do restriction. Let's say instead of Ricky, I will type in Richard Johnson. Yes. Someone that does not exist. So enter, and then what happened? The value you entered is not valid. So you can see here, we can retry and put it in again. It doesn't work, of course, because we need to make it's not Richard Johnson, it's Ricky. So now we have this, but of course we can, let's say, we can change this to put in a more proper error message. So let's select all of these. Click here on data validation. You can see your input message. Yes, maybe we can put in here a title, and we can put an input message here. Like, maybe please select sales agent. Input message can be something related to that. It's just different font type, so I will just show you to give you a more better idea. We just put them both in. Okay. And now you can see the one in title is bold, and the other one in small letters is the standard message. So you can see here, this will give you some help in what you have to do. So you can see this is how you can add messages, and the same goes also for error messages. You just can click here. You can select here. Oh, let's ignore that one. That's fine, because that's the list. You can see, and then you can give you the error message of what to do. Very simple. So this is how you can create your own drop-down list in Excel. Very useful, and make it very advanced and give even guidance, as you can see here. So if you like tips and tricks regarding to Excel, check out my Udemy course. In there, this is a long Excel course where you can learn about all tips and tricks for Excel. Check out the link below. In there you can see it instantly, and you have free access to that course.